I wanted to share two thoughts from the Divine Mother tonight, Sri Sharda Devi. They're a little bit challenging, but the essence or the principle of them is extremely encouraging and actually very important for being successful in spiritual life. She gets a letter from a disciple. A disciple had written, "I cannot calm my mind and concentrate," and so on. This is a very common complaint. Probably every single question and answer period that I've ever been a part of, somebody has come up with this complaint. I can't concentrate my mind. And interestingly enough, Mother's response here, or Mother's reaction, is a little bit different than I expected. It says, Mother became agitated at these words and said, "It can be done if one repeats the name 15 or 20,000 times a day. I've seen it actually happen. Let him do that first and talk later if it fails. One must put one's mind to it. But no one will do that. They only complain. Why does nothing come of it?" So Mother is really challenging us here to make a decision about what we're looking for in this world. What is it that you want? If you're going to do spiritual life, then do spiritual life. Don't compromise. Don't do a half-wilted effort. Throw your whole self into it. If you're not ready, then work on your discernment. Take a look at the things that you enjoy and see how much you have to work for them and what they have actually given to you in your life. And look at it closely and objectively. And that will help you find devotion and help you find love of God and help you seek after some control of mind so that you can break that bondage, so that you can find a freedom that doesn't drag you down into the miseries of this world. There's a second teaching that she gives that's quite interesting, along the same lines of having that oomph, that real push within yourself to do this, to find the truth within. One should practice japa, that's repeating God's name, over and over and over again as a practice, several times a day. It's kind of the precursor, or actually it is meditation, a form of meditation. One should practice this japa and meditation at regular times, giving up idleness. While living at Dakshineshwar, I used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and practice japa and meditation. Okay, there's a commitment, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do your spiritual practice for a couple of hours. So Mother's been doing this, right? Now you find a very human side, which is very touching, for me anyway. One day, I felt a little indisposed and left the bed rather late, which means she slept in. She woke up and she was like, well, not today. I can't quite get myself out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just going to hang out here another 15 minutes or half an hour. And whenever you do that, that 15 minutes turns into 3 hours. You end up being late to work or something. It's really funny how the mind works against our efforts at times. But look at what she says and she learns from it. This shows you that her discernment never turns off. She's always paying attention to the effect of things and making adjustments in her reactions and her life to counter that, to maintain her effort, to maintain her desire to find the Lord or to find the truth. One day I felt a little indisposed and left the bed rather late. The next day, I woke up still late through laziness. You see, if you give the mind permission one time, if you're soft on the mind, if you're soft on your renunciation, the mind's going to take advantage of that. It's going to push just a little bit extra and say, it's an option. Now it's an option. You skipped one day. Clearly this is optional. Clearly it didn't hurt you. You can sleep in a second day. So she's experiencing this. She's seeing this. So the next day I got up late again through laziness. Gradually I found that I did not feel inclined to get up early at all. Isn't that the truth of it? If you let up on your practice, it's very hard to recover that time and that effort and that commitment to your practice. This is why Thakur talks about making that one firm, final renunciation that you do not violate. And also why he tells that story about the man who was going to renounce his wives one at a time. He had a whole bunch of them. And Thakur says, if you take it easy like that, if you have this light approach to your spiritual life, you're going to probably suffer more than you're going to enjoy your spiritual life. And so Mother says here, she goes on to say that I found that I did not feel inclined to get up early at all. Then I said to myself, Ah, at last I have fallen victim to idleness. Thereupon I began to force myself to get up early. Gradually I got back to my former habit. In such matters, one should keep up the practice with unyielding resolution. That's what it takes. If you're easy on the mind will take advantage. You'll take some steps backwards, and it's very hard to recover the space that you lose, to cover the distance that you lose. So make up your mind in your life. What is it that you're seeking? What is it that you're wanting? Discern carefully about the choices that you're making and the effects that they have on you. And then make your corrections and drive your life directly to the feet of your own bliss and freedom, to God.